Hello and welcome to another episode of Menu Heroes Digest. I'm your host, Steven.
Steven!
Yes.
Steven!
Jordan.
Remember what you said before?
What
I'll
did
come back to you. I promise.
Oh. It took me a moment.
Insert music. We can't enter in here because of copyright reasons.
I'd sing it, but I'm in public, so...
I mean, would it really matter if we got copyright strike, honestly?
No. We already got a copyright strike on the last one.
Wait, did we seriously?
Yeah, we did, but it wasn't your fault.
Was it simply just because we streamed the
Yeah.
Nintendo Direct? Was that it?
Yeah, it's
Oh my
because
god.
someone flagged some of the music used in it, but like, it just means we can't monetize it, which we already weren't. So we got a lot to catch up on.
Yeah, sorry for the delay, guys. Both of us have been sick.
Yeah,
Not for what you think it is, but, just sick in general.
yeah. I caught like some stomach bug. So we're gonna start with some Animal Crossing.
Yes, and here comes KK Slider here. Bring us a new hit here.
Yeah, sorry, there's gonna be cars because I'm in public recording. It's just how it is.
I mean, hey, we're covering Animal Crossing, so it's all about meeting public and interacting. Yeah.
So as I'm sure many of you heard, Brewster is coming to Animal Crossing, and on the, I want to say the 15th, there's going to be an Animal Crossing Direct. So, we'll actually be able to cover that. And
By all means, you think we'll do another? I mean, granted, you think we'll try and do another live stream of it, or
we can if
are
you
we just gonna
want.
deal with the after? I mean, I wouldn't want to be the cause of another copyright strike, man.
It's gonna happen. It's just something that happens. We don't get in trouble for it or anything, so. But no, it just means that the direct will be a little, or not direct, the digest will be a little late that day. But we'll be covering it, live. And, we'll be in person because I'll be in town that day. Because that's the weekend of the con.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yes, it is.
All right, so... So,
oh, man, we're actually going to see our faces again. That hasn't happened since the first episode.
Oof. Yeah. So, there's also Amiibo cards coming back. I've got a bunch of Animal Crossing Amiibo cards. I think they're super neat. I like them. And there's Series 5 Amiibo cards coming.
Nice. I am obviously I played the original Animal Crossing way back, and it was only till like New Leaf that I got back into it, and even then I didn't play it for a whole lot, but playing a lot of New Horizon, loving it, trying to get my island all set up, so hopefully we can do something together and it'll look nice. If I can just pick a theme.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's hard, man, especially when like random items come to you and you're scared to throw them away because you might need them later. It's a mess right now. You guys don't want to see my island right now.
Uh-huh. That's okay. My island's a complete mess. It's probably covered with weeds. My hair is probably a mess. And I stopped, moving villagers halfway through because I just got tired. But yeah, Amiibo cards coming. That's going to be fun. You can use them to bring villagers to your village. It's weird that they're bringing it back so late, but who knows?
I mean, you've been saying, like, it's been weird how there's been a whole year without a whole lot of updates, or very slow updates, I should say, because we're just now getting Brewster. And I would have imagined they would have brought in at least some new characters or some other, like, holiday events. They just now introduced pumpkins back into Animal Crossing. I've been trying to plant as much pumpkins as I can throughout my island,
But yeah, it's a, and like I've said before, it's actually, you know, uncommon for Nintendo to actually add stuff to Animal Crossing post release. So, the support for New Horizons has been pretty surprising.
Well, I mean, with again, we're covering it later in the episode, but with Smash having its final update, this would be the next logical game to keep doing updates for, and you know, do more, additions and events.
And we'll cover Smash at the very end of this podcast.
Yes, we want to say that for last. Yeah.
So, moving on.
Well, hey, I mean, did you want to talk about which character you think they'll have, or which do you think they'll focus on?
Well, they'll probably make some cards for like Audie and Raymond, new popular villagers.
Oh yeah, I definitely think Raymond. If they want to get with the times and with what's going on in the hit crowd, they could use Anka. They could do Anka.
That's true, and they'll probably add a Brewster card at least, because they always add, NPC. Well, they're all NPCs, but like non-villager characters.
Man, could you imagine having an Animal Crossing character where you could choose to play one of those characters, one of the colorful cast characters?
What about you? What characters would you like to see?
I want to give love for my boy Bob. He was there from the very beginning, and there's something about like a purple cat that's I always find so intriguing, and I just feel like it'd be a nice little touch. I mean, granted, of course, Raymond. Everyone's still talking about Raymond. People love and obsess Raymond, by all means. Still, man, you can't forget your roots. You can't forget where it all started. With Bob. Started with Bob. Yep.
Very nice. All right,
Right on.
so now moving on.
Yep.
Super Nintendo World. Pokemon recently announced a long-term partnership with Universal Studios in Japan. Starting in 2022, they're going to start adding Pokemon stuff to Super Nintendo World. It's probably going to be stuff... They're probably going to add, Pokemon to the existing portions of it instead of a whole new area to begin with. But...
Oh, yeah.
One thing my dad mentioned was the possibility of having like animatronic Pokemon just running around, and like that.
Okay, they're not gonna have animatronics, but they'll have people in suits. All right, it's no, we do not need a Five Nights at Freddy's crossover here. No.
But yeah, it's exciting because I love Pokemon, and Super Nintendo World it looks pretty cool so far. In about 3 years, there'll be the Donkey Kong area, and we'll have to wait until about 2025 for the an American Super Nintendo World. But
Oh, I mean, this hurts for me to say, but we ain't seen anything Metroid related until like 2077.
You never know. The fact that they made Metroid Dread and they're still working on Metroid Prime 4 means that they're doing at least something with Metroid here and there.
They are, and of course, it's just me being the old curmudgeon that like I had to endure a long wait to get a new Metroid game, so I'm always scared that, like, okay, I'm gonna play it the second I get Metroid Dread, but also enjoy it because, like, I am worried that it's probably gonna be a long time till Metroid Prime 4 or anything other Metroid related stuff comes out.
Yeah. Um, Imagine being an Earthbound fan.
Imagine being a Castlevania fan. What are you talking about?
No, Castlevania's gotten some stuff, not too recently, but like at least they acknowledge it exists. Um,
True, true. And maybe one day they'll do an Earthbound anime.
that'd be cool.
Oh yeah, I'd love to see that.
Now, imagine, if you will, that at the end of the Super Mario Brothers movie, after the credits, there's a post-credit scene, and it introduces Samus Aran.
Oh, you do think Samus? I would imagine Link or Zelda. Honestly, like I could imagine one of the warp pipes leading into Hyrule, or like a warp pipe. You like the camera like goes inside a warp pipe and it leads all the way into the Kingdom of Hyrule or something like that.
I feel
That
like
would be cool. That I meant.
I feel like if something was gonna happen like that, um, they'd probably like link it using Smash Brothers.
Well, probably yeah, but I'd imagine there'd be a crossover with Mario and Legend of Zelda before anything else, because
That's
those,
true.
other than Pokemon, those are like the other two big Nintendo franchises.
Yeah, and they were both created
Yes,
by Miyamoto, so
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Again, as a Metroid fan, I would love that. I'd love to see a spaceship crash into the Mushroom Kingdom, and you know, we at least get a glimpse of possibly maybe Samus. I'd love that, but I'm also being a realist here and saying the first crossover, big movie crossover, is gonna be Mario and Legend of Zelda. It's, you know, I'm calling it right now.
although let's be honest, the real crossover is Donkey Kong and Mario, because Donkey Kong isn't really a Mario
Oh,
game at this
okay,
point.
okay, Steven, come on. Okay, okay, Donkey Kong came first,
Mhm.
but it's like they are essential to each other.
Well,
Donkey Kong and Mario have always been in the same world.
no, not technically. They're actually like different franchises.
I mean,
But
technically, yeah, but also like it's, you know, I still would imagine that the Donkey Kong country still kind of exists within the Mushroom Kingdom Mario world or whatever. Like it's, you know, they've all like they've. I've never once thought that they ever existed in two separate worlds.
yeah, that's true. I just started this whole post credits thing as a joke.
Yeah, I'm just like, well, Donkey Kong's already going to be in the movie. Seth Rogen's going to be Donkey Kong, so they already exist in the same world. I'm not being mad about it. I'm not trying to be heated. I'm
No,
just
no, no, I
stating,
know. I know. I was joking. All right. So, excitement for that. And
Yes.
I've got personal excitement for this next one. Not like, holy crap, I'm gonna, poop my pants excited, but, a pleasant surprise. A Boy and His Blob.
Yes.
So in 2009, WayForward, which you might know for Mighty Switch Force and Shantae? Is that how you say it?
Shantae, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the genie heroine.
Yeah,
character.
the half genie hero.
Or, yeah, half genie. Sorry.
They made a reimagining of the NES title A Boy and His Blob.
Yes.
Now, so a little background. The original game was created as sort of an open world. You controlled a boy and you had an AI companion, and this was one of the first instances of AI companions in games. And it was this little blob that you'd feed jelly beans, and he'd turn into different items. Like, you fed him licorice, he'd turn into a ladder. Or if you lost him, because sometimes you'd get separated, you could give him a ketchup flavored jelly bean and he'd return to you. Most
Huh.
of these were either alliterations like licorice ladder or puns,
Yeah.
ketchup, catch up.
Yes. Yes.
But anyway,
It's
oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say like, while I've not personally played either the original or the remake, the very premise alone is delightful.
It really
And I know
is.
there's a couple video game like YouTubers that have talked about Boy and His Blob and has gone in deep dives into the history of it, and yeah, it makes me love it even more. It makes me wish I had a chance to play those games as a kid because I probably would have loved them. I know I would have.
But yeah, so in 2009, WayForward made a reimagining of it. It wasn't like an exact remake, but it captured the original intent and spirit
Yeah,
of the game. And it's got a really cute art style. It's
it
it's inspired by Miyazaki films.
yeah, Hayao Miyazaki. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so anyway, the reason we bring that up is because it will be coming to the Switch. We don't know when, but it will be coming to the Switch. And they've also kind of hinted at the possibility of more A Boy and His Blob games.
Good. Oh my god.
Because the one of the people who works at the publisher, Ziggurat Interactive, actually
Yep.
said, "We are delighted to announce this new Switch version of the game, which is just the start of our long-term commitment to the A Boy and His Blob universe." And so that,
Good news all around. Good news all around.
yeah. All right. This next one is this is gonna be Jordan's because Jordan is part of the community that this is for. I am merely an ally.
Well, way to put all the pressure on me, dude.
Yep.
But in all seriousness, though, this is something like I thought might happen one day, but also, growing up, um, being bisexual, and with the term bisexuality not really being a public term, and you're not quite sure of yourself or if you're truly true with yourself. It was, certainly aspects of not just for bisexual representation, but also any representation for the gay, lesbian, and trans community, and also bisexual community, almost seemed like it would be a very, very long time for that happened. And well, yeah, I am 30, so it was a long time. But and there certainly have been games, movies, and shows that have slow but surely helped bring about more positive representation for the community, for the LGBTQ plus community. Um, yeah, it's certainly like there's always been the fear of, well, you can't just announce it, as this, or you can't just go rushing in on it, or have your main characters be openly this because you can't sell everywhere. Well, this little indie developer that could doesn't give no f's about that. Here we have a up and coming, a brand new RPG game. Yeah, here by Love Conquers All Games. The title is called "Get in the Car, Loser." Nice little Mean Girls reference. And basically, the premise is it's an RPG road trip adventure game in which high schoolers are on a journey to defeat machine devil cultists. Which, personal note, it sounds very much like a Shin Megami Tensei reference, but I can't really pin out where. But anyway, the game is a 2D mashup of classic and modern JRPG battle systems with a dash of choose different visual novels. So basically, I'm gonna love this game no matter what. Basically, the game is written by Christine Love, co-creator of the Lady Killer in a Bind game that's coming out that just now came out on Steam and itch.io or itch.io.
Yeah,
However you say it.
itch.io.
Yeah. Okay. Well, sorry, I was a weeb there. I was trying to be a weeb. You
Mm-hmm.
know, this is what just talking about this kind of thing does to me. So, anyway, also you got your main character Sam, a meek goth, meek goth girl, roped into a road trip with her friends Grace and Grace's partner Valentine, Valentine to defeat, to help save the world and all that. And yeah, this is a JRPG with again with a lot of LGBTQ plus representation. I'm just saying this, and I actually got a chance to see the trailer right before we started this, which was not linked in this article, but it looks super delightful, and the music looks pretty good, or the sounds pretty good. Overall styling is vaguely Undertale-esque, but it has its own unique style to it as well. And yeah, I'll want to play this like crazy when it finally comes out. I'm just trying to find the release date here.
Oh, I think it's already out.
Oh, it is? Really?
Yeah, it came out on
okay,
September.
Great. Oh, great, awesome. Wait, are you sure it's not Lady Killer in a Bind? Because that one came out late September.
Well, it says it was developed and published and written by, and it hit Steam on September 21st and is free to play. But let me do a quick Google search and... No, it released on the 21st.
Oh, okay, great, awesome. Well, got a lot of games playing right now. Enjoying Animal Crossing, catch up on Castlevania, the whole Castlevania series. Definitely play Metroid when it comes out, but gotta add another game to this, to my whole list right here, because this is definitely up my alley, and I am so happy something like this exists.
I mean, it looks pretty funny. Like, it looks like the kind of humor.
Oh yeah, it also some of the stills kind of remind me of like Sierra, like point and click adventure games. You ever played some of those, like King's Quest or We Should Shoot Larry? It has some of that feel, and again, oh man, I really am. I'm really looking forward to this. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. I just gotta get nothing but love and praise for this, just by looking at it and just hearing about it.
All right. Yeah, it looks like a good game. So, moving on to something else that looks like a cute game. Super Monkey Ball Bananamania.
That's right, Stephen. It looks so cute and adorable and wonderful, and it's a classic series that a lot of people grew up with. What could possibly go wrong?
So, Brian Matt is the original announcer for the Monkey Ball series, and
yes,
he is not going to be the announcer in the remake Bananamania.
Oh no!
And so on Instagram, he's like made all these hints that he was involved in it, and he claimed that he just was not officially listed as the announcer, but Sega came out and said that he wasn't involved at all. Um,
Yeah, because he was the guy that was like hyping up or like leaking or like just like hinting the possibility that hey, there might be a new Super Monkey Ball game coming out. Long before they ever made the announcement, and everyone just assumed like, oh well, he must be really in on this, or hey, good to have it back, man. Get it back, Brian. But I don't know. Like I'm not sure if that might have caused him legal trouble or not, or could have caused him to be you know fired from the remake. But we'll get again. Yeah, I'll let you go on. I'll let you go on.
so he says that the Japanese parent company believes that they have a legal right to choose whether or not they credit foreign-born voice actors. In contrast, Japanese voice actors receive both credits and royalties. Um, but that's just one person saying that. A lot of people actually think that his non-involvement has something to do with a non-disclosure agreement, because he's been teasing the game for months before it was announced. And a year before it was announced, this YouTuber Nick Robinson, who I actually watch, um, was asking if Matt could confirm Super Monkey Ball 3 if it existed, and Matt was like, well, I wonder what I can tell you without getting in trouble. So, if he did, break a non disclosure agreement, that is, breach of contract, and, that is not good.
No, it isn't. I mean, I do think there's a bit of column B of the situation because Sega has had a history. Or at least the Japanese part of Sega's company has always had a difficult time like communicating and how their attitudes towards the American side or at least the Hawaiian side of the Sega company has been very rocky. So I can kind of somewhat believe Brian Matt's argument there, but at the same time, it's like many companies, especially like mega companies like Sega and definitely Nintendo, wants you to keep your mouth shut, wants you to not leak anything, wait till announcements are made, just sit back, you know, do the job when we need to do it and collect a check. That's how they want it done. That's how many companies do it.
It's
And
standard business practice.
yeah, yeah. So
Now,
I
Sega has shown some histories, or at least has been sued in the past for discrimination. Specifically, Sega of America was sued for racial discrimination against Filipino game testers. Um, but it's hard to be on Matt's side when he, you know, willingly violated a non disclosure agreement and knew what he was doing. He's like,
yeah. Hence why.
Sega takes these things very seriously, and then he proceeds to, breach a very serious contract.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've been taking business law in school, so I finally get to apply it to something.
Yeah. Now you actually stayed in college. Me, I was in community college for a couple of years, but dropped out. Now, a
So,
large of that was because of like financial reasons, but you know, I tell everybody, please finish your education. Please keep getting an education.
there's no
Always try and learn something.
there's no reason to feel bad about that though, because I started school in 2017 and then I dropped out a couple years later because I lost my insurance, so my medications changed drastically. My mom had a heart attack and quadruple bypass surgery. Um,
Oh man.
and then she got lung cancer, and it was just a lot. So I ended up dropping out, and I finally decided. I think it was like 2019, or maybe it was 2020, one of those. I think it was 2020 because I wanted to go back to school so I could meet people, and so I could continue my education. And
Right on.
I ended up not meeting people because COVID happened.
Yeah, man, 2020. That was
That was a year.
that was the year where my social anxiety got even much way worse than ever before. And worst of all, some people got want to be even more social because of this whole thing. They want to act like, no, I gotta be around people all the time. I gotta be social. I gotta be around other human beings. I need that. And it's like, yeah, you might, but I don't.
I mean, humans are social creatures. It's in our nature to want to be around other people. Um, but that said, it's not unusual to not want to be around other people because, there's a lot that's natural for us that we don't do anymore. But anyway,
Right.
we
But
gotta.
also, pandemic.
Yeah, pandemic.
That's my counter argument. Pandemic.
That's the most important part because if we get COVID, like my family, my mom will die.
Yeah, and that's why I've been super careful. That's why I got vaccinated. You know,
We're all
'cause I certainly
vaccinated
would not be good.
except for Xander because he's too young.
Right, right. They have they announced anything about like what age or plan ways to get vaccines for younger kids?
12 and up.
Okay, but are they planning on doing it like for ages younger than that?
I don't think so.
Oh,
But he turns 12 the beginning of 2022, so. And
Alright.
he wears his mask. He does good. He social distances.
yeah.
He's a good kid. So we got to talk about
Okay.
something that's very important, and we got to get to it
Yeah,
now
let's move this. Let's move on. Let's move on.
because we're on a tight time schedule. So there's a new AAA game coming out. There's a AAA game coming out. It's called AAA Clock. Yeah, you heard it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So this game is amazing, man. It's got super production quality while incorporating classic clock mechanics. A premium product for the demanding users. An HD clock with full support for OLED technology. It's got the retro game included. And
I'm fine. Go on.
it supports Japanese, English, French, German, Spanish, Korean, and Portuguese. The only thing wrong with it is it does not support Italian.
Oh wow. I was about to make a Mr. Worldwide joke, but yeah, you're right. Doesn't support Italians. Not a real game.
So, the initial price of this game was $1.99 before it jumped up to $10.
Oh no.
And it's literally just a clock.
Oh no. Nintendo.
Nintendo is just
Nintendo, we need to talk, okay? Like, like, I know I compared them to the Disney of video games before. I used to say that in a positive way, but this is now reflected in the negative sense because it's like, come on, a clock. You really gonna charge people for a clock?
See, it's not Nintendo
What are
who
you,
made it
Rolex?
though. It's Red Deer Games, but it's weird that Nintendo doesn't have quality control for this kind of stuff anymore, because they used to be really strict with it. I mean, on the other hand, now that they're not quite as strict, we do get a lot of games that we wouldn't have gotten in the past, but
True.
this is just
But I think, well, because they know they can't do 4K. Like one of the things we're gonna talk about, but was changed last minute, was that they're not doing games in 4K. They're like the system does not support 4K, and also it doesn't do Netflix anymore or any kind of streaming things on it. So it's like their only way to cope with that is to let be less strict about what kind of games they're on it, so that people can come by their eShop and get more games.
Yeah, it's weird. One game that always comes to mind is the Santa tracker. That's always on sale for like $2. And I'm like, who would buy this? Like, some kid is gonna use their parents' credit card to buy this.
I okay, this sounds wrong, but I kind of want to see the kid that tries to use Santa Tracker to like actually trying to hunt down Santa. Like, not only do they get their parents' credit card, they have their Nintendo Switch, and they somehow steal the car, and they
Oh my
just
God.
take off, and they're just like, I'm gonna find Santa. Yeah, my parents gonna be mad at me, but it'll be all worth it when I get all of Santa's stuff, and I get all of Santa's presents.
Oh my god.
Oh. Hey, we've seen weird things. These last few years alone, we have seen weird stories, dude.
Yeah. Alright, so I have a bad feeling it might start to rain soon. And I'm outside. So, we're gonna move on to Smash Brothers.
Okay, are we okay? You got
Yeah.
copyright claim yet?
Yeah, we're okay. We're not copyrighted yet.
Okay. I don't want the copyrights to come after me.
Alright, so,
Okay. What was that?
we all know who's in Smash now. Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
Drew Doomslayer, baby, on the me character.
He actually is, though. That's funny.
I love that though. Yeah, and actually, because like last year when both Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing came out the same day,
Yeah.
and there was all the memes of like Doom Guy and Elizabeth being best buddies, like that can happen now. They can both do tag team matches now.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love it.
So yeah, in case you've been living under a rock, Sora from Kingdom Hearts is in Smash Brothers. And yeah, I never thought he'd make it. I never really advocated for him because Kingdom Hearts is a series that I have mixed feelings about. But a lot of my friends are thrilled that it's coming out, that he's coming to Smash, and a lot of people have.
I mean,
really,
you can't see it because of podcast.
A lot of people have very personal memories associated with Kingdom Hearts, so I'm not.
I mean,
mean
you can't see it right now because of the podcast. Okay.
You can talk now. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. You can't see it right now because it's a podcast, but I'm dancing like crazy. I am one of Steven's friends, man. I am so pumped at this. Hey, by all means, if it had been anybody else, I would have been okay. I would have understood. I try to be optimistic, but slowly I'm turning more and more to a cynic.
If Gino had been a character, I would have killed myself. Straight up.
Hey, soon. I mean, we're good. Hey, soon. Well, hey, maybe one day the Mario RPG will be available, and you might, we might play the game, and you might start to grow and like them.
Well, I've played it. It's so overrated. It's a fun game, but God, it's so overrated. People are like, I'd sell my firstborn son to get it on the Switch, or to get a sequel, and I'm like, what? But it's... So, in more untangible news, continuing off of Kingdom Hearts, is coming to the Switch in like the worst way possible. So, basically all of the Kingdom Hearts games are coming to the Switch, but they're cloud-only versions.
Meaning you can't just play it as is. You gotta have internet with it, right?
You've got to have high-speed internet. You can't play it on the go. And the only one it really makes sense for is Kingdom Hearts 3. The first two, well, the Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2 are PS2 era games. They should be able to run on the Switch with no problem. But then again, PS2 emulation still is like next to impossible to get right. At least there's no official emulation for the PS2 that works.
You know, again, it's like it's funny because I keep forgetting what clout is. So like, I was super pumped about hearing finally getting play Kingdom Hearts on the Switch and everything, and then oh wait, then I realized oh no wait, you gotta have high speed internet for this, and yeah, that does make no sense at all. You didn't need internet for the first couple games.
Well,
You didn't.
so the reason for cloud gaming is because it's part of the whole cloud computing model, which lets you run. It basically lets you borrow hardware. So like, um, in theory, you could take a crappy Chromebook and use cloud gaming to play, uh, like Red Dead Redemption 2 by playing it remotely, basically. So it's so that games that are too powerful for the Switch can be played on the Switch. But like like we've said, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 are not that advanced of games. They're not like, powerhouses.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It does bum me out. I mean, thankfully I got PS4, so there's a way I can keep playing Kingdom Hearts games whenever I want to
Hmm.
on the system. But I mean, they like Nintendo should be aware that a lot of that there are customers they have that don't have the best internet. You know, us being a prime example of that because we keep having internet issues every other day.
Yeah, but Nintendo's not the one who's in charge of publishing it. It's just on their system.
True, it is like a licensing thing, like, and
Square
sure,
Enix is in charge.
yeah. Now that's a company I have very mixed feelings on.
Yeah.
They certainly made some games I grew up on, I love, but man, they keep making misfire after misfire. Aside from like the Final Fantasy VII remake, that's
Which
just
many do consider a misfire.
no. I like that one. Yeah, that one's all right, but
Final Fantasy
it
15
just
was pretty alright, and Octopath Traveler's pretty good too.
I will give that game a try. You know, I'm sure when it first came out, I was like, nope, not getting me again. I'm done.
Hmm.
You heard me too many times, Square Enix. But again, people like you telling me it's really good, it's real good. I'll give it a try.
Alright, so it is getting late. So
Yes.
this is where we're gonna wrap up. Any final thoughts?
Yes, it's been it's been 2 weeks. You know, super glad we got to do this. I'm sure there's been other stories we talked about. Did we ever talk about that Deathloop? Like how the PC version just kept crashing and kept getting buggy and everything.
I don't think we did.
All right. Well, basically, kids, see about the console versions. I'm not trying to hate on PC gamers, but like, y'all should know if there's a game out on a console and they do a PC version, it's mostly going to be a very cheap emulation that's
Oof.
probably not going to work. I learned that the hard way when I was a kid.
Oof.
So,
We just got so many hate comments because of that.
yeah. Well, hey, any comment will. Comments gives us revenue and it gives us like
No, it doesn't.
helps us in the algorithm. You know,
Algorithm,
by all
yes.
means, bring it on.
But yes.
Algorithm. Put respect on his name.
So, until next time, stay cool.
Sora, Donald, Goofy, thank you.
Ba, 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 ba.